Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, Amazing Spider-Man issue number 55. Hasn't this gone on long enough? Let's get talking about all that good stuff after we give credit where credit's due, and there is credit to be given. So this is Last Remains Part 6. Nick Spencer is the writer, Patrick Gleason on art, Edgar Delgado doing the colors, VC's Joe Caramagna on letters, Patrick Gleason doing the cover art, a couple of variant covers out there, bunch of haters, but here you go. Anthony Gambino doing the design, and Steve Ditko with Stan Lee, creation of Spider-Man. Listen, man, there were a lot of editor's notes in here. This book actually took a lot longer to read. This issue took a lot longer to read because there were a lot of editor's notes, and I actually put down my physical copy of the book and opened up my digital copies. That is, not Comixology, the Marvel Unlimited app, and I started actually reading a lot of these older issues. Issue number 40. Crap, that means I got to read issue 39 again. Okay, issue number 121. Crap, let me just go 122 also. Shoot, let's go back to issue number 61. Oh, crap, that means I got to go to this Straczynski run where all of a sudden, there was the affair and the pregnancy of Gwen Stacy with freaking Norman Osborn. Ew, 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 ew. Love Straczynski. But apparently even Nick Spencer can't undo that stuff. Harry says at one point, yeah, the trip to Europe, it was, complicated. I'm like, don't, no, no, uncomplicated. Say it was a lie. Please. Please. Like, Spencer's there. He can fix that. He can fix that. He didn't fix it. I would. Trust me. I don't even want to work for Marvel. But if somehow I found myself working for Marvel, I would fix that. It's like, hey, Professor, what book do you want to write Amazing Spider-Man? You can't write Amazing Spider-Man, but how about if we give you somebody cool like the X-Men? You gonna give me an X-Men book? Sure. Okay, but I get to fix the Gwen Stacy pregnancy by Norman Osborn thing. How are you gonna do the X-Men book? It doesn't effing matter. I'll do it. Like, that's me. That's just me. I'm never gonna get hired by Marvel. I'm okay with that. Just know I would fix that crap. Okay? I don't care if it's a freaking time travel machine. It could be a time travel, hot tub, time machine thing, whatever, dude. I would fix that crap in a heartbeat. That being said, bruh. So, what was the thing in this book that was going to make us look at Spider Man differently? Well, I'll tell you right now. The answer is absolutely goddamn nothing. I don't look at Spider-Man any differently after this issue than I did after Amazing Spider-Man issue number 15 or anything in between, because there is no difference, nothing changed, nothing, 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 nothing. And that actually pissed me off. And I don't like to get pissed off when I read a comic book. But we were promised it was going to change the way we look at things forever. No, it also said that it was going to be concluding. And no, it didn't. No, it didn't. It said the next issue is going to be the fallout. How is it a fallout if the battle's still going? Like, it actually just started and it's going to continue. I don't know if it's going to conclude in the next issue, but I do know that we're in 55 issues. We're about to get the 56th issue. I know that we've had plenty of ancillary issues also and tie-ins and stuff like that. Like, not just the Sin Eater stuff and not just the .lr stuff, but no, back with the Craven story, there was a bunch of extra issues that we had to jump on, and like all throughout. Oh, you better also consider reading these because it's going to be important. And really? Because right now, I've spent a lot of money on this Spider-Man story, and I still don't know what's going on. The only real reveal that we've had is that Kindred is actually Harry Osborn, which is like, oh, that was good. But that also took like 50 issues to do, not including the ancillary stuff. So is it going to be issue 100 by the time we finally find out what Peter Parker's sin is? Because I'm not going to stick around that long. I'm not joking. I will just drop the book. And it's going to be hard to do because the stories are good, but Jesus, I'm so tired of being promised that such and such is going to happen in this issue, and it doesn't. I don't look at Peter differently. We don't know what the sin was that Harry thinks happened. MJ seems to know because first off, MJ showed zero emotion in this. Like, I understand the idea of MJ's stoicism, but for the love of God, there's a difference between being stoic and being soulless. And just, she just walked up everything and just, I have no emotion. Stop, Harry. Take me instead. Dude, he practically killed Peter right in front of you. And she doesn't scream, stop! No! and throw her body over top of him or something. She's just standing there. It's like, stop. Take me instead. You promised you wouldn't hurt me, but obviously promises mean nothing. Case in point, we still don't look at Spider-Man differently, even though we thought we were supposed to be looking at Spider-Man differently in this book. If anything, I'm looking at Nick Spencer a little bit differently. Because we all know that some of his stories don't exactly end well, right? Like, great storytelling, horrible with conclusions and resolutions. I'm getting so tired of that. But on top of that, we had these extra .lr books where the order of the web shows up, and all they really did, it was like the Lord of the Rings. They just walked from here to there. Things got solved, and they didn't have anything to do with it. Sin Eater shot himself. I apologize also for that spoiler. I didn't intend for that to happen when I was reviewing the book last issue, the .lr book. My bad. That was my bad. But that being said, like, they didn't do anything. What did they solve? There was absolutely nothing that they solved for the most part. Madam Web went up and said, "Here, take my sins so that you can have my power. You can experience my power." Yeah, cute. Nothing happened. And they show up in here and they're just props. I mean, like, Spider-Gwen says something for a brief second. Nothing happens. Miles Morales, for crying out loud, was here, and nothing happened. He's just a prop. I think he was in 2 scenes. One was a close-up with his eyes closed because he was unconscious. This book was exciting. And I mean, it's Patrick Gleason on art. Hello. It was sexy. But please tell me what this book did for anybody except make me go back and start reading a bunch of old comics. Which, if that was the point, okay, congratulations. Mission accomplished. I absolutely, like, it took me an hour to read this comic book because I wasn't just reading this comic book. I was following the editor's notes, going back, and I was like, I'll look at the cover, I remember exactly what happened. Or this one, I already know what happened. But each one of them, like, you know what? Let me read it anyway because Spencer's going to do something. So I would stop reading the book and go back and check out that comic book and the issue that came before it if necessary. I'd read that whole, everything that was important about those issues, right? Death, the night Gwen Stacy died, all that stuff. I reread all of those books while I was reading this book. And when I finished this book, I'm like, yeah, none of it was really necessary. I could have just skimmed through this book and gotten about the same. Just enjoyed the art and just, scanned over what the words say, because for the most part, nothing really happened. And that's what kills me. It was just a repeat of stuff that happened in the previous issue. When you promise I'm going to look at Peter Parker differently, you goddamn well better fulfill that promise. But Nick Spencer utterly failed in doing that for me. I don't look at him any differently. I could have sworn MJ was going to tell me what the freaking sin was. He doesn't remember. Wait, does that mean that you do? No, apparently nobody does. I don't understand. I really don't understand what was so special about this issue. But it was supposed to be amazing. And it was literally just another issue. If I wasn't built up so much that this issue was going to do so much for me, then it would have just been like, oh, cool, I could have enjoyed it more. I really, honestly could have enjoyed this more. But with the build-up that they promised for this one, listen, I'm a man, okay? I'm a man. I'm a grown-ass man, and foreplay is nice. But if you're in the middle of foreplay, or you're moving on from foreplay, the worst thing you could possibly hear is, could we just cuddle? Listen, man, cuddling has its place, but after foreplay, F cuddling. That ain't happening. And right here, this is literally a lot of foreplay from Nick Spencer. I don't care how creepy that sounds. A lot of freaking foreplay. There was touching and feeling and groping and kissing and all that stuff. And then, can we just cuddle? That's how divorce happens. That's how breakups happen. I'm saying, I can quit you, Spencer. Don't F with me no more. I ain't trying to cuddle with you now. Maybe after. But damn it. You don't build me up like this. And then just give me this. This was disappointing. This was the cuddling issue. Talk to you guys later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.